Hi, Tom from bknutrition.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to stop snacking ruining your dieting efforts if you're looking to lower your body fat or improve your body composition and you're finding that evening snacking is interfering with that. Now this is quite a common problem that I see with my clients and when talking to people who are prospective clients and just generally having discussions with people about their dieting issues. So I thought I'd do a video here. I have done another video which is on my channel and that does cover some of the principles I'm going to talk about here, but I thought using the whiteboard to illustrate it might be a better visual thing to do. So this won't actually end up as a podcast episode, this will just be a video episode because I'm going to use the whiteboard here to illustrate it. So we've got Christmas coming up and this is quite relevant because many people around Christmas find that snacking does generally tend to make them gain weight. Now what I don't want this video to come across as is I'm not someone who thinks that you should diet through Christmas, but what I have seen with clients I've worked with, people with like eating disorders and other things, is that Christmas is a real sort of red flag for people who have issues with food. And the way I like to explain it is if you have an alcoholic, you don't offer them, I'll just have one drink at Christmas, it will be okay if they're a recovering alcoholic. Same with someone who's got like a heroin addiction or another drug addiction. You don't say, oh, just one at Christmas will be okay. But what happens at Christmas is if you say, no, thank you, I'm not hungry, I'm just trying to control my body fat or whatever, or I'm on a diet, people say, oh, it's just one, it won't matter. And actually, people don't think there's an issue with that, but there is for a lot of people who do have issues with food and who are trying to control their weight during Christmas. So this is a video for you if you have that sort of problem and you want some help with it. This is the way I coach my clients on how to excuse me, on how to essentially allocate more snacks into their diet and how to cope with the sort of the abundance of food that is about at Christmas. But obviously this can be used at any time of the year. It's not specific to Christmas, it's just that Christmas is one of those times when you've got loads of food everywhere. You go to people's houses, there's chocolates everywhere, there's crisps everywhere, and it can be a real issue for people who are trying to control their weight and do something positive for their health. So I'm going to run through it on here on the whiteboard. On this video, normally I'll do my videos straight through, I don't edit them, but what I might do here is while I'm cleaning the board I might just cut it, so apologies for that, but it'll make the video run a bit smoother. So firstly, if you haven't gone and watched my video on creating your own perfect diet, I suggest you do go and do that, because some of the principles I'm going to talk about here are from that video, so it'll make more sense if you go and watch that video. I'll put a link in the comments, it's on my channel as well. It's called How to Build Your Perfect Diet in 30 Minutes. So I'm going to talk about the principles there, and this is the development of that. So when we build our diet, hopefully you will understand that you have to have a certain amount of calories in a day and you have to eat excuse me, to your calorie deficit in the day to lose weight. So I'm going to represent that. So what we have normally is we have through the day, we have, this is our maintenance line. So that's the amount of calories we need in the day to not lose body fat, not gain body fat. It's maintenance, to maintain our body at the level it's normally at. So I'm going to put some numbers up here. These numbers should not apply to you. Don't take them as read. It's just numbers so I can illustrate numbers. So let's say, for example, our calorie maintenance is 3,000 calories per day. And that would be someone who's possibly like me, maybe a bit less muscled or whatever. The more muscle you have generally, the more calories you can get away with in the day. This would be sort of an average male who goes to the gym and trains, for example. Now, if this is the maintenance amount, we want to be here in the day. So we want to be eating less than that 3,000 calories to lose weight. So that's what's called the deficit there. You create the deficit, you maintain it for long term, you eat less calories than what you're expending for your exercise and moving about, and hey presto, you lose body fat. Sometimes it doesn't always work like that, the body's a bit sneaky, but that's the general principle. So say we're having 2,500 calories, so a 500 calorie deficit per day, that would lead to 3,500 over the week. That would lead to a pound of body weight loss per week. So that's sort of the industry average. People like try to talk about a pound of body weight per week. So if we're in this deficit here, so we've got our calories for the day here, and I talk about this in other videos about keeping an average. So it's not really so much about maintaining the deficit every day, because what we can do is, if we're maintaining deficits through the week like this, so say this is like the This is Monday to Friday, so we're maintaining this 500 calorie deficit. So we've got Monday to Friday here. So in that time, we've built up 2,500 calories of a deficit. So our maintenance is 3,000. So if you times that by 5, that would be 1,500, and then times that by 5, whatever that is, 12,500. So we've actually, in Monday to Friday, by following this, we've got a 2,500 calorie deficit. So what we can do, and what I do say with clients is on the weekend, is to maybe calorie bank some of their calories and have some more in the weekend. So even though we've done this 2,500 for Monday to Friday, what we can do is on the weekend, if we went over, let's just draw that properly. So if we went over by 500 calories on the weekend, so this is 3,500, we've actually gone into a surplus now of 5,000. So this is a surplus. So this is minus 2,500 calories here, and this is surplus 1,000. So the net of that over the week is 1,500 deficit. Now what that means is, even though we've eaten more on the weekend, we've eaten less during the week. So actually, on average, we've eaten less on the week. So we've eaten less calories than it takes to maintain our body weight. So we're actually in a deficit. So this will be a 1,500 calorie deficit. That would equate to probably about a third of a pound, something like that. So it's not loads. It's not a massive deficit, but we are in a deficit. So if we maintain this for, say, a couple of months, we would lose a couple of pounds of body fat. Now this is quite an easy model to follow. It's called a 5-2 model, although if you look up 5-2 diet, it's more severe in terms of what the deficits are. But this is something that is quite useful for a lot of my clients. They do this, they do Monday to Friday when they're in their work, when they're in their job, and they can maintain a routine. They can maintain their diet, and on the weekend, when you're going out with your kids, when you're going out with your partner or whatever else, and you're going out to restaurants, going out and some ice creams or whatever, you want a bit more flexibility in what you can eat, so you have more calories on those days, less calories Monday to Friday, and you end up with the deficit here. Now obviously I've just put numbers in here. You'll have to do what's relevant for your body weight and your calories in order to get the result you want. So it does take a little bit of planning to do that. Now why this is relevant to this discussion on this video is that, say for example, we know we're going to go to a Christmas party, and at the moment, if you're watching this back after November 2020, it's actually COVID lockdown time, so there's no Christmas parties happening. But let's say we're watching this in 2 years' time. Hopefully the world hasn't been invaded by aliens, and we're still living, and we have normality where we can go to Christmas parties. So if we go to a Christmas party, what we can do is allocate more calories in the week to our weekend, or to, like, if it's on a Wednesday or something like that, we can move this around in the week so we can actually have more calories on another day. If we allocate that out, then we can go to the Christmas party and have some more snacks and not worry so much about it. Now this does take a little bit of tracking and everything else, and something that my clients always ask me is that, well, I'll go to these parties and got all dips and everything else there, how do I know what calories are in stuff? And the answer is you don't really. If you've got dips and pick and mixes and everything else there, you don't really know what the calories are in that. And you're going to look like a bit of a spaz if you get out your phone and start trying to tap in MyFitnessPal. People start berating you for doing that. Not that it's any of their business, of course. So what I would suggest is, if you leave yourself a big enough surplus, then it's sort of like almost like a breakwater, something that is you can use as sort of like a buffer, so that if you say, well, I'm going to have 3,500 calories on that weekend, you would maybe eat less in the day so that you're saving up your calories into the evening. And I'll come on to that in a minute. And then when you go to the buffet, you've got, let's say 2,000 calories left for the day. And you go, right, well, I know I've got 2,000 calories here if I'm sensible with what I eat. So I'm not going to go all in at the buffet with 5 plates in my hand. What I am going to do is enjoy my food, but not go silly crazy with piling up with crisps and everything else. Make sensible decisions, so avoid lots of dips, lots of mayonnaise, lots of fat heavy stuff. Go for lean meats, lean carbs, those sorts of things, you know, that you can really limit the damage, if that's the right word, that you're going to do at the buffet and still enjoy the food and not be mentally stressed by it. So that's one way of doing it. It's called calorie banking. So when you know what your calories for the week is, you allocate a day with higher calories. If you know you're going to go to a party or whatever, and you know that this is going to be an event where you're likely to overeat, and this could be even a date if you're going on a date with someone, or a family dinner or something else, allocate more food to that day and eat less on the week. Of course, this takes a bit of planning. And then you can safely say that you've actually done the best you can in order to minimize any damage that's being done. And actually what this does, it means you can go to those events and not be stressed out. When someone says, oh, do you want a slice of cake? And go, well, actually, yeah, I will have a slice of cake, rather than going, oh no, I'm on a diet. Because as soon as you say you're on a diet, oh, you don't need to diet, you look good as well, blah, 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 you know, and it's like, yeah, thanks, that's your opinion. I want to diet to look better and improve my health. I don't need you telling me one won't matter. And this is what a lot of my clients do get. They get berated by their family members for not joining in and not having a dessert, and everyone else is having dessert. And it's annoying for you as well, because you're sat there, everyone else is eating dessert and eating cake, and you're not eating cake. That would drive me crazy. I like cake. I want to have some cake. So this is what I do. I allocate more food in the day. So that's if you know something's coming up, you can allocate more sort of snacks or more food or more calories to that day. Now, the other thing that people do talk about is evening snacking. This is a really big one. So evening snacking is something that I do because I work a lot during the day. I have my son and I'm very active in my two jobs. So I run the gym, and I also do my nutrition coaching and body transformation coaching. So I'm quite active in the day. I don't really have time to sit down and do nothing. I'm filming videos like this, or writing plans, or in my gym talking to people. But the black hole for me, and this is the same for a lot of people I coach, because a lot of them are business people, entrepreneurs, they get home, they stop, they sit down, and when they sit down on the sofa watching TV, that is when they start snacking. That is when the food comes out, and the crisps comes out, and the beer, and blah, blah, blah. And before they know what they've done, they've just eaten about 1,000 calories. So I had a question actually today in the gym. One of the members said, oh, you know, I'm worried about Christmas snacking and everything else. How do you? And I said, well, I'd have like Pringles and ice cream in the evening. And they said, what, you have all those things? I said, yeah, I factor it into my day. So they were like, oh, how do you do that? So I explained this, what I'm going to explain now. So as well as doing it through the week, we can allocate calories in the day. So let's break this down a bit more. Oh, pen's going. Let's try and find another pen. Always the best times when the pen wants to run out. Okay, so let's say we've got our food for the day here. So we've got, for the day, our 2,500 calories. So we're bringing this, expanding this one up here. So this is 2,500 calories for the day. Now, you might want to watch that video I talked about, because it will tell you how to split your meals down and everything else. So when you get your 2,000 calories for the day, that's the amount of food you can eat in a day and still be in a deficit. So you can actually go up to 3,000 in the day and not lose fat, not gain fat. You'll still be at maintenance. So actually we can go for a day for 3,000 and not have anything happen, but we want to be in a deficit of 2,500. So what we do is we would allocate out meals here. So I'm a big fan of what's called blocking. So you meal block your stuff. And my 7-step system called the calorie system, it helps you to get those blocks. And that's what I explained in the video. So you calculate your calories, allocate them into blocks, and then so on and so forth. The video will explain. So you calculate your calories here. So you've got your 2,500, and then you allocate them into these meal blocks, which make up your day. Now this has to be your day. It's not what my day is. It's not what your mate's day is. It's what your day is. So if your day is you can sit down and eat 2 proper meals in a day, but you're so busy you can't do any more meals, don't try and put in 3 to 4 meals in your day. It won't work. You'll never eat those meals. You end up snacking. So if you want to just have 2 big meals in a day, your day might look like this: 2 big meals. Now the problem is that people always think about their meals and they don't think about their snacking. And this is what catches them out, because they go, oh yeah, I've got this many calories for the day, I'm going to have 4 meals of whatever many calories, that fits my calories. And then they've not left anything for snacking. And snacking, it's no good to say, oh no, I won't snack, I'm going to be good, because it's going to happen. It absolutely will happen. We all snack in the day. It's a human nature to do that. Can't get away from it. So you've got to think about incorporating that in. So what I do with my clients, say we go into this one. So this might be my breakfast here, this might be my lunch, this might be my dinner, and then I allocate a big block of food to my snacks. Now I know in the evening I'm going to sit down on my sofa, watch a bit of TV or play a bit of a Nintendo or whatever, and I know at that point I'm going to want some snacks. Now I could go, no, I won't have any snacks, and be annoyed because I can't have any snacks because I've eaten my food for the day, which would be stressful, wouldn't help me relax. Or I can say, well, I know I'm going to do that, so I'm going to allocate my food into those snacks, and then I can eat that food and relax and be happy that I've still eaten to my calories. So what we then do is what normally happens is people eat the food here, and then the snacks go on top, and that's what takes them out of a deficit into a surplus. So then they gain body fat and they go, oh, how do I do that? Because you snacked. What we do is we recognize that you are going to snack. It's one of those things you can't get away from. You might be thinking, oh, I'm so good, I can control myself. Wow, great for you, you're in the minority. The majority of people, and this is the people I work with, they snack, and they like eating snacks. They like having a beer and some crisps or some ice cream or whatever in front of the TV with their partner, with their kids. Can't get away from it. So we put it into the diet. So we've got our meals here, and then we have our snacks during the day. No, snacks in the evening. You might even want to break it down further. So you might have your breakfast, your lunch, and then you have your mid-afternoon snack, and then you have your dinner, and then you have your evening snacks. So we break it down. So you've got breakfast there, lunch, midday snacks, dinner, and then big snacks in the evening. Now the beauty of doing this is because some days you're going to want your snacks and some days you're not going to be that bothered about it. Some days you go to bed without having it, and this is what happens to me. Some days I'll sit and watch TV, some days I'll be working late and I think, oh, that's a bit much, I'll just have a protein shake and I go to bed. So it's not actually like loads of snacks that I have, but I allocate about sort of 500 calories into this snack. Now you've got to be realistic. If you are a snacker in the evening, you've got to be realistic. It's no good going, oh, I'll just allocate 100 calories and that's what I'm going to have. That won't happen, because 100 calories is like a banana, or it's like 4 Pringles or something like that. It's not a lot of calories when you think about it. You've got to be realistic as to what the sort of calories you're going to have and how much you're going to eat in the evening. So 500 calories for me allows me to have a beer if I want one, although I don't really drink at the moment. Some crisps. I have a Cornetto because I quite like Cornettos, or a bit of ice cream or whatever. So I can have that, and I have a Pepsi Max because no sugars, no calories. So I sit there watching the TV. The beauty of this is once you've had your snacks and once you've had your drink and everything else, you probably sat down. If you've done it right, then you'll have had your snacks, you'll be satisfied. You won't want any more snacks because you'll have had that experience, you've had the snacking experience. And I'll talk about another thing in a minute, another way of reducing your intake from snacks so you don't overeat. So we've got to be realistic and give ourselves a sizable snack volume in the evening. Now, if you do this, some days you'll have it and some days you won't have it. And what that means is what your week might look like. So we've got our, let's say we've got 500 from snacks. So this is 2,000 a day from your meals. So we do that over there, that there, that there. Okay, that's the week there. And then Monday we have your 500. Tuesday we go to bed early, we don't have it. We have a little bit. Wednesday we have our 500. Thursday we don't really have our snacks because we're working late, or we go out with a partner or whatever. And then Friday we have our snacks because Friday's fish and chip night, or especially it's in my house anyway. So that's the maintenance. That's 3,000. We've had our snacks here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Let's say we have a tiny bit of something there and here. So this is 500. This will take us up to 2,500. But what's happened here is because some of the days we haven't eaten all our snacks and some of the days we have, we've actually got even more of a deficit here. That's a bit more of a deficit. That's a bit more of a deficit. So actually when we come to the end of the week, we've got this much deficit plus this, and we made a choice not to eat those snacks. Or we only had some days I'll just have a Cornetto, some days I'll have a little bit of crisps, some days I'll have Cornetto and crisps, But that I don't have that every night. I just have what I fancy in the evening. And here's the key thing. I have what I fancy. I don't think, oh, it's my snack time, I must have those things because that's what I'm allowed, I can't have it tomorrow, whatever. I just think, well, am I hungry? What do I want? I want some crisps and I want some Pepsi Max, or I want some Cornetto, but whatever, whatever I decide to have, I have my snacks. I have my sort of ritual type snacks that I have that I like. And some days I'll have it, some days I won't have it. But the key thing there is my choice to have it or not to have it. And when it becomes your choice to have it or not to have it, rather than, oh, I can't have those snacks because it's outside my calorie allowance, which makes you want them even more. And then you might resist for the one day, but the next day you come back and end up having more because you didn't have it the previous day. And you can even roll this over if you don't want to have your snacks. Say if you don't want to have your snacks Tuesday, so let's get rid of that. But we have them there. So we have a double snacks there, we go up to maintenance. Well, we've still got the same here. So it's the average of calories over the week that does it, for the calorie deficit for weight loss. It's not each day, and that's what a lot of people get mixed up on. Is they think day to day to day. It's not day to day. It's the average of the week that matters, not the daily thing. So if you don't have your snacks one day because you're not feeling it, you haven't missed out. You can have it later on in the week if you want to. That if you don't have it, you're creating more of a deficit. You're going more in the favour of where you want to be with your body in terms of lower body fat, more muscle, whatever, rather than thinking, oh, I have to have it because if I don't have it today, it's gone and I can't have it again. And that's the mentality of the sort of the binge or strict diets, where people say, oh, you can only have one day cheat day, you can only have Saturday for 3 hours, you can eat whatever you want. What happens is people, because they know they've only got that 3 hours or whatever to eat, they cram as much food as they can into that window and generally tend to overeat, rather than thinking, oh, this is a more healthy way to do it, where you think, I might have my snacks, I might not have my snacks. The idea is you keep it into your daily intake, and you factor in your snacks so that if you want to have them, you can. If you don't have them, that's fine. You're going more towards your daily goal. But the key thing here is that if you have your snacks or you don't have your snacks, you're still moving the pin towards where you want to be, which is lower body fat, leaner lifestyle. You've made a decision to have them or not to have them, but that decision is not it's good or bad. They're both good, just one will give you more of a calorie deficit and one will give you less of a calorie deficit, but it's still moving the pin to where you want to be. Now this is a big positive hit here, because people snack and they feel guilty and they feel, oh, I've ruined my diet because I'm snacking, and then what they generally tend to do, that one snack hasn't ruined their diet, but what follows is a massive binge, because while the diet's gone now, I might as well just eat what I want because it's all ruined. And that is what spoils the diet. So if you formulate the snacks into your diet and you take advantage of this sort of snacking window that you can have, you will definitely get better progress. So that is how to incorporate snacks into your diet. So snacking, or evening snacking, or Christmas snacking, does not ruin your diet. So I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it's given you some ideas as to what to do. If you want to know how to calculate your calories for weight loss, go to bknutrition/calculator. My calorie calculator is there. It will tell you what calories you need for fat loss. It'll also give you some ideas for macros if you want to track your macros on MyFitnessPal or whatever. And there is a video on MyFitnessPal as well, bknutrition/MyFitnessPal, all one word. That will show you how to use MyFitnessPal, how to track your food. But ideally what you want to get to is a point where I am sort of now, and a lot of my clients are, is they have, because they've got their daily diet here, which is their normal food, they know that if they eat their regular food through the day, so I have like 3 meals which sort of alternate over the week, and I know what I'm having, so I know those food is about that many calories. So whatever snacks I have on top, this is the normal food, and then the snacks are extra for that day, but they're still within my deficit. You get to that point where you know you're having that food every day, so actually you don't have to use MyFitnessPal every day on every single meal. You only have to use it for the extras that you have. So it makes logging your diet a lot easier. But that's another video, that's another topic, so we'll leave it there. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know. Please put some comments down. Share it with your friends if you think they'll benefit from it. And I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.